All right, we are live. The road to Memphis. Sorry, we're a little late. It's going to be a good show because we know we have technical issues. It's part of our what we do, and we started off strong with technical issues. Uh, but we have a fun night tonight. We're back on the road to Memphis Monster Con, November 9th and 10th. I saw we had unfortunately a cancellation, man, and it's somebody I know both of us were really looking forward to, but for good reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jonath Davis, not going to be able to make it. He's got a filming obligation, which we completely understand, and hopefully we can have him back next year.
Yeah, yeah. Congratulations to him for filming, and as an actor, you want those roles, and you hate canceling on conventions. I know a lot of these people that do these acting roles, and they're actors and actresses, and they hate missing these cons, but they can't turn down these roles. So good luck to you, Jonah Davis. We had him on the show. We had Maurice on. Support Mirror Mirror. Show them love. Jonathan is out there killing it. He is he's from Terrifier 2. He got his, taken out with a beer bottle, I think. So, make sure to support that man. He's onto some good things, and it was unfortunate he had to cancel, but you understand. And but we have a fun night tonight. We got a really good show, one I'm really excited about. We even have a special guest co-host, somebody who's helped me out a whole bunch at some of these cons. Really been a real great supporter of what I'm doing and believer in what we're doing in the crypt, and has helped me beyond help me. Even if it's just going out and doing my walk around, just having somebody I can trust around me and gone out of her way. And she's good friends with the guest we got coming on. And I thought she'd be awesome to come on the show and help us out and put a lady's touch on things for us. We need that lady's touch. So crushing it, Karen
Hi.
Krushinsky. What's going on?
Hey, Jamie.
Hey,
So anybody who doesn't know Karen, she travels around,
And
she
my
does
cat. Say hi,
conventions.
Reese.
Oh, and her cat doesn't join. I mean, doesn't like to travel, really stubborn, that cat. But I've heard all about the cat. And Karen's come out and helped me out a whole bunch, and she's great with fans in horror, and she knows a lot of the same people we know, and has really worked hard in the horror community and the convention community to support any way she can. And I've been lucky enough to have her come and support me at quite a few conventions, even taking time off of work. And I thank you, Karen, and welcome to the show. And
Hey,
we're going
it's
to
been
let
fun.
you introduce our guest when we're ready. And I
All right.
forgot something for you, and Beatrice is going to kill me, but Karen, round of applause.
Yay.
All right. So, Karen, are you good with that, Jamie? We let Karen introduce our guest.
absolutely.
Okay. So, this guy coming up, I've been friends with him about a year or so. I've been a supporter of him. If I ever had a son, and I've said this to him, he would be it. He runs this awesome company, To Die For RVA. And without further ado, here's my dear friend, Matt Bolea.
What's going
I'm
on?
multitasking. Can I do it?
Hey.
I did it. I did it. That was a lot of clicking. I'm not a gamer on the computer, not good with the mouse. But welcome, Matt.
What's going on? Happy to be here. And Karen, you got my last name right. I've never.
Right, of course, duh.
So now, that was impressive. So kudos.
Hey, as one of your ambassadors, if I messed it up, I'd be fired.
It's not Bolea.
Oh, I've heard Bolea, so many crazy options out there apparently. But Bolea, you just knocked out.
Oh, okay. She didn't even tell me. I knew. I actually got, dude. I used to be the butcher of names, and to actually get one that so many people mess up right, I'm gonna give myself a round of applause.
Hell
Give me
yeah.
a second here.
I feel right at home right now. Thank you.
I gotta give it. Now, I'm just newly getting introduced to you. Karen was all excited. She's like, you got to talk to Matt. Matt's awesome to die for. They're amazing. You got to get him on the show. I hope I'm not stepping, here we are. And it's exciting to finally meet you. And I've researched you quite a bit. We're following each other now on Instagram. And you're crushing it with some stuff, dude.
Thank you, man.
Man. Congratulations.
Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, Karen's been we can swear, right? That's cool for her to start slipping out some F-bombs or anything like that.
You can curse.
Okay, cool. She's been a fucking phenomenal supporter, just in general. I'm so grateful for her being a part of this too. But yeah, I mean, this all took off a couple of years back. Just doing some fan art actually for the movie Terrifier, and David, who plays Art the Clown, got a hold of one of my shirts, started rocking at his conventions, and it just unexpectedly snowballed from there. So it was really just about seeing like how can I kind of capitalize on this unexpected kind of attention, and one thing led to another, and we've just been rolling. So it's been awesome. It's been very unexpected, but it's been a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations on it sounds like you just hit the fire while it was hot, man.
Dude, yeah. I mean, it was perfect timing for everything.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing what you're doing, and honestly, I started following what you're doing. It's fantastic, man. And
thank you.
You're honestly crushing it. So, as a businessman and in horror, I mean, it's impressive, man. In a short time, you're a young dude. You got a big future ahead of you.
Thank you so much, man.
Like I said, congratulations. We've had a few people that Jamie's bringing to the show that I'm excited to meet. Like I didn't realize when we started this road to Memphis, some of the guests we'd have on, some of these people we'd be talking to and having fun with, and seeing how what you guys, coffin creeps. I mean, watching what you guys are doing in the horror community and finding things that the fans absolutely love, and all you guys coming into Memphis.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's some great guests coming, but there's some sick vendors coming. I don't know if I'm going to be able to be at my table. I'm going to have to hire somebody full time because
coffin creep
between panels and
Tom Savini bought one of their Wolfman coffin creeps.
I saw that. I saw that. A lot of people are buying that stuff, and it's super cool to see that David Howard Thornton saw the talent in you to begin with. You're capitalizing on it. You're building you're living the American dream, man. The American horror nightmare dream.
Hell yeah.
I mean, and it's not a nightmare, but it's such a cool journey. And I love conventions. Obviously you do as well, and Karen does. And I think Jamie, the fact you're putting on one and you got a little experience and you might like conventions as well. But to see a lot of these people over and over again and finally meet some of these new ones and just crushing in the horror community. Some of these vendors at these shows, people underestimate. You see all these great guests, which is amazing. We love the guests. I love the celebrities. But some of these talents that are coming to Ven, and also a personality in their own way. Matt, you are a personality, and keep doing that thing, man. Like, you're a likable guy. You got a great brand. You got great merchandise.
Yeah, I mean, I love what I'm doing, man. I think that's what it really comes down to, because, and when I talk to people about To Die For in general, it's like, I didn't start this with the intentions of creating a business to like make a profit, to kind of like make it into something to live off of. It just slowly is like, it's seeing the opportunity of that, but I'm coming into it with the passion of a fan, that's what first and foremost is all about. So everything that I've been doing with this brand is like, what do I want as a fan if I'm on the outside looking in from this? And so that's why there's a lot of things that I'm working with, like, for instance, I mean, just Memphis specifically with Return of the Living Dead. I've been really fortunate to build a relationship with the cast directly. So it's like, okay, if I'm coming to this convention, what else can we do other than just sell stuff at the table? If have this relationship, like, let's try to like do some sort of collaboration and make it more exciting for everyone there that's a fan of Return and coming to the table. Just find some unique ideas like that. And I think it's just a lot of fun, like thinking outside the box with this and just seeing ways to do things that I haven't seen a lot myself. And keep in mind, I mean, I'm brand new to all this. I never expected to be doing any of this just a year ago. So, I mean, I'm still learning as I go. And Tidewater HorrorCon, which was a few weeks back, that was my first convention. And not just my first convention as a vendor, but my first experience with a convention in general. I've never even been before. So it was just all completely new to me, and it was so exciting. And I just felt so at home because, like you said, I mean, the vendors, the celebrities, and even the staff. I mean, everyone is so welcoming, and I just feel like that there's something really special, like specifically like in the realm of horror. Like there's like this family vibe in this genre, in this industry that just I can just feel like, especially in that first convention. I mean, I just felt so at home, and immediately when I got home, I was like, okay, we need to get the ball rolling and keep this up because it's too much fun. It's just
an adrenaline rush. It's
yeah.
really like a natural drug. The adrenaline you feel. Like we got a lot of in common. I never really did any conventions. I just said I got some cool stuff. Let's go put on a table and do something, and really never expected the journey that you go on to at these conventions, and just seeing people's faces and the people you meet.
Yeah.
All around, like Jamie's a great guy, and seeing him as a promoter putting on this convention, and like I said, you're another great guest we've had on who's doing some really, really special things in the horror community that the fans are going to have a lot of fun meeting everybody there. Like it's such a great atmosphere, and I'm honestly like, again, I'm just stoked for the people that are coming. And what you guys are bringing. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see what you're bringing. And Karen's such a big fan of you, and I'm going to give you a chance to talk, Karen, but such a big fan and brags so much about you. Why don't you tell us how you guys met?
Through a Facebook group that we don't need to talk about. But, I was a fan of his stuff. I commented a few times. We just kind of became friendly. He started selling stuff. I started buying like a fool, and I have like at least a dozen of your shirts now.
Yeah, at least
a dozen.
When I come out with any new drop of pre-order, Karen is like the first one on top of it. I mean, it's amazing. I appreciate it so much.
Well, I mean, I had to get in on the stuff for Steve, obviously, because
oh yeah,
Steve and Danny.
Absolutely.
But and then with the new one with the Sid Haig, and that was sick. There was no way I wasn't going to buy that one.
Yeah, that's been just the most humbling experience to even be a part of that. So I mean, that release, we're working directly with Susie, who's his wife.
Yeah, how did that come about? Tell us about that one.
That was all a mutual relationship that Steve kind of like bonded us together with, and we just linked up, started talking, clicked, and yeah, I mean, we just started coming up with some ideas together and saw the potential and said, let's run this and see what's going to happen. And I mean, last weekend, I mean, it was just like on the hour, every hour, Friday through Sunday, we were seeing activity. And that's why we extended the pre-order to Wednesday, just because we were like, okay, let's keep this rolling. And then when people started asking for like hoodies, and it was so funny because I did a, just for fun, I did a 2Die4 design with Spalding's hat on top. And it was just to promote the release. And then we saw people in the comments like, I need a shirt of that. I want a shirt of that. I'm so like, oh shit. So let's get on that now too. So, I mean, it's turning into more of not just a single drop, but we're looking at actually making this into an actual like collection now. So there's definitely gonna be more coming up pretty soon after the pre-order stop on Wednesday. And it's wild to just be doing that in general, but it's a ton of fun.
I mean, it's got to be cool to not only hope you can get to that number, but surpass it where you just got to keep it going. That's awesome, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When you see people asking, like they're just asking for more stuff. I mean, it's wild. It's wild. And the demand's there, like follow the demand, that's the biggest thing. And like, again, like the fans' perspective, like if the fans are saying they want something, like let's fucking give them what they want. Like straight
exactly.
up.
And they'll let you know. I mean, you're getting it, man. When you listen to the fans and what they enjoy,
absolutely,
it definitely goes a long way. And it seems like you're a real creative guy, and you got some great ideas, and you're just getting started.
Yeah, this has definitely been the craziest first, because this year is the first time I established an LLC for the brand. So I mean, I've been doing it, for a couple of years, but it was all just one-offs mostly. And so, David got a hold of what I made and he started wearing, and that's where things really snowballed. And that's when I was like, okay, like more people are asking for stuff. I start sharing more stuff. And I was like, there's clearly a demand here. And I'm not just going to ignore that. So when this year kicked off, I was like, all right, let's slow down for a second, find a way to really do this the right way. That was my biggest thing. It's like, if this is growing the way it's growing, then I want to do this the right way. I mean, this is like no bragging or anything whatsoever, but just for example, like why I really thought that in December of last year, I had generated like, I think $5,000 in total revenue, just really unintentionally. That's where I was like, okay, I need to make sure that if I'm doing this, I know what I'm doing, So that's where it all started. And then just with this year, with just the opportunities that have come afterwards, have just been such a blessing, honestly. Like, and everything is, again, I've definitely worked hard trying to like market and like promote things and internally and externally. But the relationships that have just come, it's just all about networking, meeting so many great people. And shout out to fucking Steve Barton, man. Because
he's awesome.
He's amazing. And he's honestly, the guy is just taking me under his wing. And, he'd want to probably slap me in the face for saying, but I owe so much just to him and his kindness and just taking me under his wing and learning directly from him about just not just like, how to do like, ideas for like my own business, but just about the industry in general, like what I'm getting myself into. And that man with 30 years in the game, I mean, that's the go-to guy to learn anything from, So, yeah, I've definitely just.
Do you see the picture?
Yeah, he said that to me probably like right after y'all took it. Yep.
Look familiar, Matt?
Love it. Hell yeah.
I've had Steve on the show a few times, and he's one of my favorite guests that I've had on. He's also in the movie with Peter Anthony's doing, Laugh, and that's going to be great. And like you said, he's one of those guys who's probably one of the nicest people you'd ever meet. And you go, man, I had the interview and I learned more about him after the first interview I did with him. And then it's like, man, this guy's really, really cool dude. And you start following him, watching him, and everybody else has that experience too. He's just, he's really grateful and talented and giving to the horror community. You can't praise a guy like Steve Barton enough. So big shout out on my end to him.
Hey, and he's genuinely like that, like all the time. And he gives the best hugs. I don't know if you're watching, Steve, but and Matt, you're going to get to meet him in December. So and I'll get to meet you in December. Finally,
a blast. Yeah, at the sign he's doing, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash,
and Tiffany.
Whew. Yeah, I'm so excited. And Tiffany, of course, she's coming up with me too, and she'll be in Memphis as well. So she's coming to Memphis with me too.
I'm so jealous.
I know.
It sucks.
Just a couple more months, or one more. So it ain't that far off. So, but yeah, she's super excited too, and I love. She has so much of the same energy I have in this as well, and just like sharing that excitement with her, I just can't even explain how awesome that is. So yeah, that's great.
Oh man, I'm so excited, man. I got my final run of cons. I got this weekend at Halloween Palooza, Scarefest, and then finishing off with Memphis. So it's quite the run going on. We got going right now, and I just wanted to say thank you to Jamie for everything you've done and being on the show. I want to say thank you to Karen for all you've done to support. And I appreciate you coming on, Matt, and talking about all the great things that are going on. It makes this show a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy hearing people's success, and I'm so glad that things are going so well with everything you're doing, man. You definitely got to keep it up, and I can't wait to see what you're doing next. Like I said, you meet new people in the convention thing, and that's kind of how I'm meeting you now. Like, there's so much going on in the horror community that I checked you out, and it gave me a reason to check out what you're doing. And what you're doing is awesome, man. I'm not surprised, honestly. I'm not surprised it's going so well. You're crushing, dude.
No, dude, I really can't tell you how much I appreciate it, man. Like, I really do. And it's just I'm trying to just I'm trying to really get out of my comfort zone. You know, that's the biggest thing with it. Because and I was talking to someone while I was traveling for my regular full-time job today. We got on the topic about, you know, owning a business and, you know, how trying to branch out of that modality of like, you know, sticking with the 9 to 5 forever and trying to like just survive off that. And it's like there's so much opportunity out there now, you know, I mean, for anybody. And you don't have to just sacrifice everything to do it and like risk losing. I mean, it's just like, just with social media, like right now, like all of us talking, like we're networking with each other, and that just branches out more opportunities for all of us, like together. And it's just, I do wish more people would just realize that, you know, like these hobbies people have that they just settle with hobbies. It's like, if you're passionate about that hobby, like don't just call it a hobby, like make something more out of it. I mean, like if I can figure this shit out, anybody can. Like I knew nothing getting into this at all when it came to like running a business and establishing all of this stuff. Knew zero. And I want to see more people get out there and like really just go for it, you know? I mean, it's too much potential out there to miss.
So you mentioned that you've got some exclusive stuff just for Memphis. Can you go elaborate on any details of some of the stuff?
Yeah. So I can't say everything yet because it also is in ties with Return of the Living Dead directly. Actually, it's funny enough, Bev and I, we were just talking about earlier today what we're doing, just kind of like settling down, like figuring out exactly, you know, who's going to have what. But what I will say is that there's going to be a distinct connection in some sort between what will be at their table and with my table. And that connection, I think, is going to be really fun for the fans to kind of like bounce between each other and just something very unique that we're trying to do. I can't say too much without going away too much, but it's going to be cool. You'll see some stuff they have, some stuff I have, and kind of put the pieces together and be like, oh, this is kind of like linked in a fun way. And I think it's just going to make a really fun experience for everybody.
Heck yeah.
Now, are you going to have any of your t-shirts or anything for sale, or just like available to order any of the Returning of the Living Dead shirts you did?
Yeah, so I won't have the shirts there just because right now, I mean, obviously just getting, you know, this is the second convention. That's just so much money to put up front and just not having a guarantee on that return yet. I'm just too weary to like invest that much money in the shirts. So what I do and what I did at Tidewater is I just have like posters and things like that. And if anyone does want to order a shirt, then they can still do it on the site. And I'll have, we'll have like the tablet out, so just to walk them through it. And I always have like a discount code for events like this now too. So if you do want to get it while you're in Memphis, say Memphis 20, you'll get like 20% off because you're doing it at the convention, for instance. But at the table, yeah, we'll have posters, pins, stickers, advertising, you know, stuff going on. Steve's book, for instance, the QR code if they want to pre-order that. And yeah, just things like that for sure. But right now it's just really just brand awareness. And then also just doing what we're doing with Return directly. So no shirts, but still a lot of fun stuff to check out, without a doubt.
Maybe you should do some shorts. I
should. Maybe that was a slip up for a reason, right?
Well, at least the shorts, you can get the stretchy shorts, and you know, it fit more one size fits all. You could go with less sizes. That's the tough part with shirts. I actually just sold 2 sweatshirts and 2 t-shirts. And I sold it at cost because I felt bad if I charged them any more to make money off it. There's no money in it. And it's a big investment, like you said. And how many smalls do you need? How many triple X's? You know, how many? Right. It's tough. I'd rather I've had people ask about shirts too. It's just easier just to ask, like you said, and order them and just get it to you than make it a bulk order, because it's just a lot of product with really no return.
Well, we're actually for the con t-shirts, we're actually having a company coming in. They're going to live print all the shirts to order, you know, right there at the show.
That's the way to do it. That's a good setup. No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's actually a vendor in Tidewater that was right across from me. That's exactly what she did. She brought her own printer with her, and had what shirts were available and printed them on the spot for people. And she was like, yeah, this way I don't have to worry about, any loss in profit. I have my blank shirts here. I have my,
Man, that's a vendor paradise right there,
here,
man.
so,
That dude's
yeah.
onto something.
Yep.
I mean, that's a moneymaker right there.
Yep. Just got to invest in that printer
Tell them
first.
to hit me up. I'll invest in something like that. I'm telling you. That's not a bad deal. That would make things a lot easier, especially if you had a good price for the vendors and everybody kind of understood what a good price was for the sale of a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Kind of agreed on it. I think that'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you never want to just like, price gauge and anybody. I mean, it's just, and that's my biggest fear also is like, I mean, there's some situations where like, yeah, I mean, like you do have to charge a little bit more for a shirt based on the size. And if you're printing front to back and things like that. And like my provider now has the option to do like sleeve prints. And I was like, oh, that'd be really cool. Just, sorry, I should not see, but I was like, get the logo on the sleeve, just a little bit more recognition and just something fun. But it's just like the production cost just gets so jacked up. Even just
I mean, it's tough, man. And
yeah,
it just, I mean, it's a cool thing. Like I look at shirts. I'm sure you probably do. It's not something that's going to make a ton of money unless people are buying them by the millions. If that happens, that's awesome. But it's not expected. But if somebody wants one, I'm happy to get them one and make it happen for them. And somebody that really enjoys wearing a shirt, just like they enjoy wearing one of your shirts. And I did that recently, and I'm cool with that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you the best way, in my opinion, to do it is what I found and what I've started with and what I've stuck with is the print on demand services. So I like Printify, for instance. So that way, it's a little, hit and miss trying to find the best supplier through their service. But when you do, I mean, you don't pay anything up front for it to be like, sold online. Because customer buys a shirt, say for $30. $10 of that will go straight to production cost.
Yeah, see, I was hoping I could do that with Wix. I use Wix, and I was trying to line it up. And I even talked to Vistaprint, and they're talking about each other, and you can't line them up where like somebody could order something and just.
That's the toughest part. Yeah. So that's kind of what I deal with too. Is it's a lot of manual, hands-on aspects of it. So if I right now I'm kind of transitioning from Shopify to Square, which Karen, you've seen my issues with Shopify. Good God. So I'm going to switch all that up. That's a whole different story. But pretty much like if I have a link on Square, then, I'll get the details for that. And then I manually have to take that, go over into Printify, submit the order, transfer the funds over. But that the money from those funds is shot straight to Printify. So it's nothing that ever comes out of pocket. But then if I want to order in bulk to bring inventory with me like that, then of course I need to pay out of pocket in that case. So that's where, still trying to get those shirts or whatever those items are to a convention, and it's a little tougher. But when you're doing it online, the print on demand service is definitely really beneficial.
I'm pulling up chat, so
I'm cracking up how many people are saying hi. Hey everyone, hey Mark, hey Keith. Tony, you are the biggest sweetheart yourself.
Karen's great too. Tony. Karen is great. Karen, deserves a lot of love and a lot of respect for the hard work she does put in. She doesn't look at it that way. She always tries to please everybody. You know this as well as I do, Matt. And you are appreciated for what you do and all the hard work and travel and time off and heart that you put into all this and support. So I really appreciate you coming on the show and hanging out with us and being a co-host. And this just shows how hard you work. Matt, you've met Matt several times. Like
I'm still in a good mood, even though I picked up food for dinner and I ordered tots and they gave me fries. Tots and fries are not the same.
No.
And I'm still happy. I wanted chili cheese tots. But I got my milkshake, so I guess, small victories in life.
There's all like DoorDash.
One at a time.
I picked it up from Sonic.
Oh, dang. They didn't even get it right in the house like that. Man, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm like,
Mm-mm-mm.
not as good as Domino's, but
It'll do. It'll do.
it'll do. No, but I love doing it, John. I like coming out and helping you. And, I wish I could be there for Memphis this time. Hopefully next year I can make it there. I have a friend coming in from out of town. I'm already committed to do Monster Mania. But sorry to mention another show. I'm sorry.
It's
But
all
yeah,
right.
I'd
It's
love to
all
be
right.
out
My
there hanging
mom's
out with you
coming, like
guys.
we've talked about. My mom will be scooting all over the place. Although I talked to her today.
Are they doing
She's
okay
been
down? Are they
rebuilt.
already on their
She's
way
like,
out of Florida or?
yeah, well, I even told my parents they're planning on coming to Scarefest, and I guess rain or shine or hurricane, they're coming and one way or another. So a big props to them, but they're looking forward to Scarefest, and then we're gonna be heading to Memphis. I wouldn't be surprised if they just stayed. Mom, Dad, stay with your son for a month or two. Come
Do
hang
it.
out, and we'll head to Memphis after. But I miss my
Boys
mom.
would love it.
I'm a mama and papa boy, I enjoy hanging out with my mom and dad now. I mean, it's
Awesome.
fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I can't wait to see him in a few weeks. But yeah, Memphis is going to be a fun show. It's unfortunate you can't make it, but you're going to have fun too. You're going to be missing out big
I
time.
know. But I
Not
get to
trying to
see
make you
Danielle
feel
Harris
guilty.
again, so that was a blast.
Yeah. Well, you travel to a lot of shows. You've done a lot of shows. How many shows have you done in 2024?
Oh God, in 24?
This year. 24 and
At
24?
least a dozen.
At least since
Like
I've
if
met
you
you.
am I including like the just single day ones? Because that would probably bump it up to at least 20.
Dang.
Like
Is there 4 more?
I don't know. I do a lot. I don't know.
No,
What
you
was
do.
it? I
You
was
do, and
back to
I
back
always
helping you
support.
out between Kansas and Indy.
Yeah, and you supported the Streamcast. I saw you out there and all the work you did with the stream. So congratulations to them, it being in the theater and all the work you put in at the cons, getting them signed and doing what you did. Karen does a lot of really cool stuff at these conventions. So if you see somebody who's like 6'1", red haired,
6 foot.
4'1", running through legs, that's Karen. Make sure you stop and say
4'11".
hello.
4'10" and
But
3/4.
yeah,
I
it's
gotta
been
be honest.
so what are you planning for Memphis there, Matt?
As far as just like at the convention or just coming.
Yeah. What are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, mostly just gonna be like the whole poster setup. And then my biggest thing right now is really just brand awareness and just meeting more people and just face-to-face meetings, conversations, things like this even, but just like being in person, meeting people, I think is just so valuable and so important. I mean, social media is great, but there's like nothing like networking like in person.
Yeah, nothing like being in person. You can meet people online and this and that, and that's a great way to meet people. But until you're in person at one of these conventions, and when you're traveling as a vendor and stuff, and I've done it, and you've traveled a lot, Karen, you wind up running into great people. How many cool people do you know and I know before we even met each other, and you met me at a few conventions and helped me out. We know a lot of the same people. You run into them, not just celebrities, but vendors. There's one vendor, 2 or 3 vendors I ran into at least 3 or 4 shows out of 6. It's like almost we got the same schedule. But the people you're going to meet at these conventions, the tables that are going to be set up, and I lost track of what I was thinking about. I apologize. I'm tired. It's been a long week. I'm doing 7 days a week, and I finally caught up on work. But there's a lot that goes into these conventions. There's a lot that goes into what you're doing, Matt, Jamie in Memphis, and a lot what you're doing with your business. But the marketing and networking is huge at these conventions. Getting to meet these people, meet not just the celebrities, but the vendors, the patrons. That's where I kind of lost track of my thought. but just overall, all the people you meet in the marketing and networking, you cannot do on the internet that you can do at a convention in person.
Absolutely. And, one thing like with the internet and when it comes to marketing and all that kind of stuff is I purposely for that reason, I damn near refuse to like do anything that's not, organic when it comes to like reaching out to people through social media or anything. I'm not really worried about like boosting posts or like trying to like do that monetization on any post right now. It's just because it just doesn't feel, genuine. Like even if like my like count and following count goes up to like 1,000, 2,000, I'm just like, it's not even about like the return, but it's like, I don't know these people. Like, and that's what's so cool about Karen. Like she's been such an awesome supporter. And it's like, I like connecting with people who I know support me directly. So even if like all of a sudden I start boosting my post and it's like, oh, it looks like I know so many people. It's like, I don't know who the hell I am tomorrow. I'll talk to them. I want to make those connections. And so, yeah, I mean, going to the convention.
I just know Karen, she shouts it all over the place.
She does what now?
I was joking. I said, I just know Karen, she just shouts it all over the place.
But yeah,
she's a hustler.
Well, interestingly enough, John, I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for Matt.
True, and she was just telling me that story too. Yeah, but
I was supposed to like help him out at Carolina, and then things fell through, and he didn't make it, and then I met you, and
now we're all here.
One when you met Beatrice too there.
Yes, I got my back scratched by
yes. And speaking of Beatrice, tomorrow we're bringing on my guest at Scarefest, Carl Toop, the alien warrior xenomorph from Aliens 1986. So excited. I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet. That's why we got a lot of aliens up here, and you guys want a sneak peek at I showed it a little bit. I don't know if you've seen it, Jamie, but Lonnie McCollum does like all my Freddies and stuff like that. We're bringing 5 of those to Scarefest.
That's so sick. Oh, shit.
Yeah, with the signature plate for Carl. We're going to talk about that. There's only going to be 5. But, yeah, it's a sick piece. Lonnie and his wife, Jessica McCollum at Graven Images. We're so excited to do some xenomorphs. And they got this file. And
that turned out great.
Yeah. I mean, it's a beauty. It really is. It looks so good in the black light too. Oh. yeah. I don't want to let it go. I almost want to keep this piece, but no, it's got to go. And there's going to be 5 of them. They're going to be pretty cool. So check them out.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Tomorrow though, Carl Toop, it's going to be a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time show. I got to shout it out because it's an earlier show. So we're doing our commercial break for TK and tomorrow's show.
So I have a show as well. We finally got the artwork back for the official con poster.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very sick.
That is awesome. You showed me earlier. I was like, damn, that's good.
Yeah. So when me and Cameron Holland, who did the artwork for this, we were discussing how we wanted to do this. I own comic book stores, and he's a comic book fan too. And I want to do it like in the style. If you've ever seen the cover for Marvel Superhero Secret Wars #1, you have like all the characters and they're jumping out, on the cover. I kind of wanted to have that kind of like feel.
It definitely does. It definitely.
Yeah.
Like, you had Captain America, so he did, Ken Forey right there in the middle with the gun, because normally it's Captain America killed out. So, but yeah.
It came out sick.
These are going to be free for VIPs. These will be in the VIP bag. These are limited edition, and they'll be for sale at the con.
Oh, sweet. Very cool.
Awesome. I like it a lot.
Actually did these behind me. They're this is all Night of the Living Dead. These are all done on the cards that are in the library books. His wife's a librarian, so he
Oh, that is cool. Holy shit.
and then
Cool.
Dawn of the Dead. There's
All right, Krishna. Big shout out to Mike Christopher, good dude. Just signed a poster for me.
he's gonna have a bunch of his stuff too. He's gonna have a booth. He's actually, but something he's been doing lately is getting like thrift store paintings and repurposing them. Like he did this one that it's of a lighthouse, and he actually turned it into one of the sandworms from Beetlejuice. And then the
cool.
lighthouse itself, he turned it into the house on Beetlejuice. And then there's like a little raft sitting on the side, and he put Beetlejuice and Lydia in the raft.
So cool.
That's nice. I think I still got the Beetlejuice skateboard deck by Michael Toth. I'm surprised that one hasn't gone yet, but it might make it to Memphis. I don't know, though. I don't know. We'll see. Did you see the new Beetlejuice? Anybody?
I haven't yet.
I haven't yet.
Yeah, neither have I. I was hoping somebody did.
We need to get on that, man.
Well,
anybody seen the new Terrifier this week?
The what?
Terrifier 3?
No. They had the premiere this week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, it's being released this week.
Yeah, I'll be at a convention
on Friday.
Yeah.
So
yeah, unfortunately, I'll probably, because of what I do for work and Terrifier's Terrifier, I got to watch the movie before I'd go to the movie theater for it. And I don't know when I'll have time to do that. So unfortunately, I'll probably have to watch Terrifier 3 on stream, which sucks, but I'm going to buy it. I'll buy it off Amazon.
And stream will be streaming soon, so you
I
can
know.
finally watch that.
That's one good thing about when this convention is over with. I will actually have time to do all that stuff again.
Oh yeah, Mike's saying, I'm listening to chat bad tonight, but Mike was telling me earlier the new VHS movie's really good.
Oh yeah, I heard that's great.
Yeah, he really enjoyed it.
I've gotten 3 chapters into it so far. I've never been a big VHS fan. I haven't even really bothered watching too many of them. There's so many now. But this one caught my attention just with the whole sci-fi aspect. It is good. Like it is. I'm about to go back and just rewatch the entire just franchise of them. I mean, this is so far. I'm really enjoying it a lot.
I was at Days of the Dead in, what was it, March? I'm not doing the one next month. I just don't have time. But unfortunately, maybe next year. I had a good time at Days of the Dead Chicago. I'd do it again. It's just, I'm almost ready. I got Halloween Palooza, Scarefest, Memphis, and then I'm going into hibernation for the winter. Taking a few months off. I can use the snowy roads, focus on work a little bit, and
you're like a big bear, so you may
take
as well
a few days off instead of just work, and be ready for 2025. I got some big plans for it, for sure. Like some fun things. Karen kind of knows a few of them. But it's the VHS movie. No, I'm not going to be at Chicago. Good show, but I won't be there. We're at 42 minutes. I don't know what else to talk about. So if any of you guys got anything coming up, feel free to.
John, I wanted to ask you. You do a lot of like skateboard designs, right?
Well, Michael Toth does. That's the guy here.
Okay.
That's all Michael Toth. Yeah. All this art behind me, all this black light art is my dude, my brother, Michael Toth. And he crushes it.
Nice.
I deal primarily right now with 2 guys, and that's Lonnie McCollum, who did the Xenomorph, and Michael Toth, who's doing the decks and stuff. I do have some Scott Straka, which we're all fans of. His prints do great. Jesse Aaron's a few matchmakers, but right now the skateboard decks are easy for me to travel with my individuals in a minivan and have some cool product on the table instead of really, really bulky stuff. So the art's a direction we kind of going in.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to show you something real quick. If you want, I'm going to go get it because I was doing skateboards a few months back and I just had to stop.
Yeah, skateboard's been really popular. They did real well in what was it?
This is
what do you got?
So
that's sweet.
Son had a plastic kind of stuffy toy that melted in my car on this, unfortunately. So it's not in perfect condition. But we did do a return of the Living Dead board at one point. I just figured you might want to see it. And they got that and the green grip tape with the custom purple trucks. This was really fun to make, man. So I wanted to keep doing it, but some legalities issues came up, which I think we're all aware of. It's public information with return.
Yeah, you can't mass produce things, especially with the, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So we just kind of put a hold on some stuff like that.
That's why everything, like they're drawn once, you know, like they're we're not yet anyway, but we got some plans for the future. But right now everything's just
But it was fun to make that thing, man. I want to start trying to do some boards. Like one thing with 2Die4 is I really down the road, like my kind of like long-term goal is to turn it into like an actual, like a real brand. You know, I would love to see it turn into like its own like identity kind of. And
it already is. You know,
man, I appreciate it.
It's on its way, man. So seriously though.
I really appreciate that, man, because that's the goal. And again, it's just like, you know, the confidence that like I'm trying to like really like still build in myself to see like the full potential of it, you know. Because I was in the mall and I was walking by, there's like a Van store, there's a Fulcrum store, and I was just like, what about the 2Die4 store? That'd be so badass. Something like that. And so like one thing I was thinking about was doing like maybe like skateboards, or like I used to do low top sneakers and shoes last year as well, and I want to try to.
Cool. You did the art on them? Yeah, I like the shoe stuff, man.
Those were a lot of fun. I was actually looking back at some old designs and trying to figure out a way to do some more like just 2Die4 branded ones, you know. But yeah, that's definitely like a long-term goal, is to like really just make it its own identity and still have like, you know, the partnerships and the licensing deals and work with people, you know, like Steve and Return and do all that kind of stuff too.
But it's cool having your own brand that people like.
For sure.
2Die4, having that brand and people enjoying your brand, because then you don't have, you're your own copyright.
Yeah, exactly. A lot less to worry about, without a doubt, for sure.
Yeah, I trust me, I get it. I definitely get it.
Yep.
But it's conventions. I think they understand that most artists are going to do one-of-a-kind pieces and stuff like that. So I think they know it's not like NECA trying to sell product for the most part, but still, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing is too, I mean, the reason why I like working so closely with people like Susie, Sid's wife, and Steve and Return, and like anyone that I've worked with, is because like I want to make sure that I'm sharing whatever success comes with the people that own the property of this stuff. And I mean, by all means, I mean, there's so many artists out there that are just fucking amazing, and they deserve every opportunity they can get. But this one thing that I really do like is like having the experience to work with these people and also kind of like grow together in a way. So I just my own like just my own personal stuff. I don't even like want to have something that I know I at least haven't gotten like a verbal like okay to like have on a table or something. And that's just me. And I mean, everyone do what you want to do, but yeah, I'm a sucker for like the community aspect, you know, just trying to like build together with things like this. And so I'm hoping, you know, that I can just keep getting more opportunities like that as we go. So. And there's Tiffany. That's my girl.
That's your girl. I had a feeling it was. That's why I pulled it up. I'm trying to, like, I can't walk and chew gum. That's why I got like all three of you guys here. So I was looking at the messages. I figured it was. I had a feeling it was your girlfriend.
Yep. It sure is. Yes, she is.
I just had a feeling.
She is amazing.
Well, that's cool. Welcome to the stream. It's you know, you're doing some good things, man. You're doing some really cool things, and you get it. You seem to understand what you're doing and what you want. And you know, it's been a whirlwind, but I think you're going to be able to ride the wave. You surf it out, man. I think you got some big potential. I think the fans in Memphis are going to be stoked to see your table and what you're doing, and getting a chance to meet you. Karen won't be there. She's just gonna.
She'll be there.
But Jamie will be there.
The heart will be there.
And a lot of great vendors are going to be there, and a lot of great people are going to be there. And my mom and her scooter, and Karen will tell you, my mom don't mess around. My mom
I
is the
don't know
most
who I'm more
popular
afraid of,
person
his mom
usually
or
at
his dad. Well, he
events.
should be afraid of his dad,
Yeah, my mom and dad are
Johnny.
they're usually the highlights. So anytime they're at an event, they make it easy for me because
That's
you
so
know,
cool.
for some reason you'd be embarrassed of your parents. Now it's like, hey, I know them. You know, they're my parents. They're like the cool ones at the event.
Oh, dude, when you have the family support, there's nothing like it, dude. Like, there's absolutely nothing like it. Like, my parents are just I'm not gonna say the farthest thing away from like horror fans, but it's when I first told them what I was getting into, they were just like, what? But as it's grown and they've kind of seen where the potential is and what I've already done to this point, like they're still like so supportive of it, and it's so cool. So I mean, yeah, God, that's so awesome to have like the family on board with this kind of stuff that you're doing.
Well,
And you get to
I
shop,
always say I'm shocked that it's what me and my family get along doing now. I mean, I
right?
just never expected that. And you know, they get excited. They drive from Florida. My parents are in their 70s. And my dad's in his 70s. He's in good shape though. Karen will tell you. But they they love to go. Like they're excited to drive. It gets them out of the house though too. It's
Yeah,
good for them.
yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Matt, I still remember that video you shared of your dad helping you pack up the orders or get stuff
The
together.
the Terrifier 2 posters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I that was a crazy time, man. I came to their house. I just had no space to do it where I was. So I was like, Dad, Mom, like I gotta take over your environment for just a few days, please. And so I was just for background here. I was collecting Terrifier 2 posters during the re-release last year. So they sent them out to a lot of theaters, and a lot of they just kind of overestimated, I guess, how many people were going to be showing up, and just a lot of posters were left over. So I was collaborating with some other people that were working with the movie to get those posters out of theaters to send them off to fans that couldn't make the showings, because it was a limited showing. It wasn't everywhere. So I ended up collecting like well over 100 posters throughout like 4 visits that I made, and found probably got close to 100 cents out, which was just so fun in itself. But yeah, there was a lot of work that went into it, and this was also one of the first times I was really making just orders on that scale by myself in general before I was even doing like the shirts hands on with my own orders. So I was learning a lot. I had so much going on, and I told my dad and mom, I was like, hey, if I can just get some help. And it was so funny. I was up at like 1 a.m, I think, something like that. And my dad just like randomly came in the kitchen. He was like, do you need more? Like, do you want me to like do something here? And I was like, if you want. And so it was just so funny. I like walked away from it and just coming back and seeing like my dad just like packing up these like crazy ass looking Terrifier 3 posters. I was just like, he does not like what he's looking at, but he loves what I'm doing. And it's so good. I love that. It was cool.
My dad's gonna be mad at me going into the future because I'm not bringing a few of my animatronics. And my dad is. Karen will tell you, my dad's very strict about what he wants at a Doomsday Script table. He don't play. He don't play. He don't play.
No,
He takes
not
it
at
very
all.
serious. But I don't think I'm bringing. I don't know how many animatronics I'll be bringing this year. They just take up a lot of room, and I got so much other stuff I need to fill up spaces with. I don't think Pennywise is coming, and my dad has a special attachment to that thing. Special attachment to it. But Johnny, you got to bring him. Ever since
Can't
it
blame
knocked
him.
down like a 6'7" biker dude, it started him. It's like you got to bring it every time because he just loves watching people's reactions. It was actually a film crew that got him. But Dad, Pennywise ain't coming this year. He's retired.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But we're
I think I
closing in
froze
on
up.
an hour. Another great, great time. Another great vendor, personality. I mean, you're really a personality, not just a vendor, and that's what I like about a lot of you guys. I guess that's the words I'm looking for when I talk about the people I've met on the road to Memphis. I mean, they don't have just like good things they're doing. They're great people and personalities. They're enjoyable people. And I think people are going to enjoy your table, enjoy meeting you and getting to know you at Memphis. So thanks
Yeah.
for coming on the show. Karen, thank you for co-hosting. Jamie, as
froze.
always, you know.
As soon as I saw you make that video, then you were talking about having like, exclusive stuff. I was like, we got to get this dude on.
Hell yeah. I'm happy to do it, man. I appreciate y'all having me on here. It was awesome. And thank you so much for the kind words. I mean, truly appreciate it. Really do.
Well, Karen was asking for you before I even told Jamie about it. Like Karen was that, like it was going to probably happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, because I know Jamie you're the type of vendor, but Karen was like, you got to have him on. So Karen was the first one. And if she asks for a favor, look at her. She's wearing a Doomsday's Crypt shirt. I can't thank her enough. How can I say no? How can I not say, hey, Jamie, let's get Matt on as soon as possible. So thank you for coming on the show. And again, congratulations to all your success. Karen, what are you up to this weekend? Are you at a con or are you frozen? I think you might be frozen.
I think I'm frozen.
She's frozen. I was going to be like, what are you, striking a pose? What do you got going on,
Let me try this. Let me leave.
Oh. Well, either way, I guess everybody's leaving.
Well,
do you have any announcements you'd like to make?
Yeah. So we were supposed to have the deadline for the room discount at the Holiday Inn was supposed to be tomorrow. I've talked to Holiday Inn. We still have a few rooms left on that block. They're going to extend it for another week, which is pretty cool of them. Trying to think of what else. I had some other things in mind, and my mind just kind of yeah. We're 80% sold out on VIPs, so jump on them because they're going to sell out before doors open. Yeah.
Well, some discounts. We'll keep you updated in Doomsday's Crypt. Check out Memphis Monster Con page, group. Check out To Die For, Matt Bolea. Check out what he's up to. Instagram seems like it's the best one you're on.
Yeah, I try to be more active on there than anything else. So it's just To Die For RVA is the tag. And that's actually any social media. It's the same thing. So, yep, you can find it that way. So
check out Matt at To Die For. Check him out at Memphis Monster Con. November 9th and 10th. I cannot wait. And next weekend, Tuesday, we're going to try to shoot for a show. I know I got a super busy week. We'll keep you updated. We might have to adjust a little bit, Jamie. I'll talk to you about that. And until then, we'll see you soon. Oh, tomorrow, DK and the Bees Horror Buzz returns, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Carl Toop, Alien Warrior, Aliens 86. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to display the aliens that I got, the Xenomorph here, the Alien Warrior tomorrow as well. We're going to be doing a giveaway, a DK and the Bees Horror Buzz VHS box, Doomsday's Crypt VHS box with keychains and stickers and magnets. You can have her sign it. If you really want me to sign it, I'll sign it. It's going to be fun. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Peace out, guys. See you soon.
Thank you, guys.